This topic, you will learn how to manually create a delivery. Now, a manual delivery allows you to record a shipment of a product to a customer and generate the stock issues transactions. This includes selection of the products, preparation, and the actual recording of the shipment. Now, manual delivery creations typically are for businesses where you have low shipment volume, like custom products, loans, or rental products, and small orders. Now, when the shipment is created, you can print a picking ticket, choose the stock lines to be issued, and access the packing function. Now, after the shipment is created, you can print the delivery note, create an invoice, or a pro forma arising from the shipment. Now, a delivery can have 5 origins. Customer order, where the delivery takes all the information from the sales order. You can also access the delivery in the sales order function. It could be contract, which are open orders, where delivery requests are created. Subcontract shortages, where shortages observed on the supplier location within the framework of a subcontract operation. It can be a picking ticket, where the delivery takes all the information from the picking ticket. A direct order, where delivery can be created without any earlier phases, such as an order. In this case, you enter all the information. And import, where delivery information can be imported into the system. Now, there are also 3 types of deliveries. There's the standard delivery, where the normal deliveries are those intended for a customer so they can be invoiced. There's also the loan deliveries, which are for shipping to a customer, and then the product is returned without having to go through the invoicing step. And subcontract deliveries, which are to be shipped to a subcontracting supplier who also is a ship-to customer. These deliveries are not preceded by an order and do not result in an invoicing step. Now, a delivery has 2 main steps. The delivery awaiting validation, which remains modifiable and no stock issue movement is recorded. And validated, where a detailed allocation is made by default. After this step, it takes into account the detailed order allocation. A validated delivery can no longer be modified. The stock movements are generated after this step. A delivery can only be invoiced if it is validated. Now, keep in mind a few things, some important points. For the customer, information related to the delivery address, as well as whether the customer is set up for one order per delivery, and if partial deliveries are allowed. And for the product, the default location can impact where items are pulled from if a picking ticket is not used, and the stock management rules determine the status of the products that can be shipped. Let's take a look at the process. As mentioned, there are 2 different ways to create a manual delivery, from a sales order entry or from the delivery function. If you want to set up a default delivery type, which determines a sequence counter or document number, you would generate the delivery from a sales order entry. Now, because you want to select the delivery type, and with that, select the sequence number and sequence counter, you would create the delivery from the delivery function. Now, let's take a look at our order to start. We go to Sales, the Order block, and Orders. Let's select All to have all options available. Here's the order that we're trying to process. Okay? Now, if you set a default delivery type, you would just select the delivery link in the right panel. On that selection, the delivery transaction and document number will generate automatically. However, we would like to select the delivery type ourselves. Now, to start off with, as mentioned, the order has to be validated, as you can see here. So let's go ahead and create our manual delivery transaction. Still in Sales, we go to the Deliveries block and Deliveries. We'll select All to have all options. And as you can see in the left list, shows all deliveries that have been created. To create our brand new entry, we hit New. We enter in the site of the transaction, and then we're able to select our type, which determines the sequence counter. We'll select Normal to use that sequence counter. We enter the sales site, and then we enter the customer, or ship to customer, which all the defaults come in after entering that information. Though we said that there's multiple different sources that the delivery can come from, our source orders selection in the left panel. Here, all the orders that have been processed and are ready for shipment. To select the order we want, we hit the arrow here, which shows all the different lines. We can actually select any individual line to ship, but if we want to select the complete order, we just check the box on the order. It'll populate the line. As you can see, the product is populated here. We can modify that information. We can modify an information in the Lines tab, the Management tab, as well as the Additional Information tab. On the line itself, you can view and enter information in what's called the Form View just by hitting the action icon and selecting Pop-up View, along with other additional features that are available here. Next, after making any kind of modifications that are needed, we create. Now on creation, the document number is generated. At this point, you would print out your shipping document by clicking on the Print tab and then selecting Record. And a record gives all different types of formats that have been set up in parameters. We'll select the one for delivery notes. Our parameters come up, we enter the parameters, and then we click Print. And we load our packing slip or our shipment documents. We send it out by email, we print, whatever features are available for your PDF file printing. If we slide down to the status area, it does show our delivery note has been printed. And finally, you can do packaging, print labels, pro forma for freight calculations, and validation process to move the stock, and then invoice. And all this can be performed for this particular transaction in the right panel. And now you know how to manually create a delivery.